Hi, it's Ashiya. I am a mat Pilates teacher from Manchester, and this is the third in a series of videos that I've been putting together this week, which is basically a way into Pilates. So the first video, beginner Pilates, the second video was beginner progressions, and then this is intermediate. The whole series is designed to follow on from one to the other, so each following video builds on the previous work. So in this one, there's going to be a lot of work that we've seen before, but there's going to be new stuff as well, and it's hopefully going to be fun. We're going to move at a more deliberate pace. There will be less setup chat than there maybe was in the first video in particular. There was an awful lot in the first video of me talking through the fundamental form technique at the beginning, kind of working through things like the different positions of the pelvis and all that kind of stuff. If you are completely new, it is worth going back to that and working your way through it, because getting the right form is good. But otherwise, I won't chat too much. We're going to have some fun today. It's going to move at quite a deliberate pace. There will still be lots of detail in the cueing, because that's just the way that I teach. But yeah, we're just going to flow through it. So I'm not going to chat much longer. Let's come to standing and begin with a couple of roll downs. So coming to the top of the mat, you want your feet directly underneath the hips here. Crown of the head reaching to the ceiling, nice and tall. Arms are straight at the sides of the body. Palms are just lightly holding the hips. They're turned inwards. Inhale here. Exhale. Begin to nod the chin. And we're starting to peel down through the spine, one vertebra at a time, rolling down through the upper back, then the mid-back, letting the arms hang heavy from the shoulders, then the lower back. Allow a soft bend in the knees here, but try to keep the pelvis over the feet, so not reaching the pelvis backwards. Inhale at the bottom, deepen the abdominals, pull them up. Imagine pulling the center of the back up to the ceiling, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone. Begin to curl up, standing up to vertical, but we're really thinking sequential movement through the spine. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, rolling down. This should feel like a really good stretch through the back, really waking the spine up. Dropping the crown of the head to the floor, fingertips to the floor. Again, that soft bend at the knees. So we're not really thinking about a hamstring stretch here. That's not the intention of this exercise. It's all about that back stretch and movement. Inhale, and then exhale, rolling up through the lower back, then the mid-back, then the upper back, and then the head comes up at the top. One more, we'll come down to the mat with this one. Inhale, and exhale. Taking it nice and slow. Again, letting the arms hang heavy from the shoulders. Crown of the head to the floor, abdominals drawing up. Hold it here. Take an inhale. And then exhale, just bring the hands behind you, bend more at the knees, come down to seated in the middle of the mat. And we're just going to transition down to our backs. So sitting directly on the hip bones, nice and lifted through the spine here, shoulders over the pelvis, feet are planted in front of you. We want the feet and knees to be hip width. Arms out in front, palms facing one another, hands in line with the shoulders. Take an inhale here. Exhale, keep the shoulders over the pelvis. We're going to begin to tuck the tailbone, use the lower abdominals, round through the spine. The head follows the line of the spine. And then begin to curl back to the mat. Don't worry if the toes come away from the mat. We'll bring the feet closer in a moment. Arms stay parallel, and then bring everything down. Head down, arms down, shoulders down. And then from there, you will just need to bring the feet closer. So again, just making sure the feet and knees are hip width, that the toes are pointing directly forwards. And just be really mindful of that position of the feet and knees as we go into the pelvic curl, which is the first exercise we're going to do. Inhale, exhale, draw the abdominals down, go into that posterior tilt. So we're going to use the lower abdominals to curl the tailbone upwards, and then really think about pressing the weight through your heels, big toe through till the heel, and begin to lift the spine, one vertebra at a time. As we're at the top here, hold, keep pressing down into the arms, keep pressing into the hands. Draw the ribs down. See if you can find a little bit more lift in the pelvis by really thinking about that posterior tilt. Use the glutes, the hamstrings, the inner thighs. And then exhale, lower, back down. Bring in the upper back down first, then the mid back, then the lower back, and then release the tailbone at the bottom. Take an inhale here. And exhale. Using the lower abdominals, find that activation first and then begin to lift. As you're lifting, you want to feel this sense of elongation through the back. So really thinking about that pubic bone to nose sensation. Inhale at the top. See if you can find any more lift by really using the glutes and the hamstrings. And then exhale, lower. One vertebra at a time. Tailbone is tucked all the way down to the bottom. And again, inhale, exhale. There's an awful lot going on in this exercise. It's such a great moment to check in with your body, see how you're feeling. Inhale at the top, check the knees haven't opened wider. If they have, bring them back in line with the hips. That should feel like everything switches on. Quieten the ribs, drop them down, prevent them from flaring. Inhale, and then exhale. Again, feel that elongation through the back as you lower, keeping the tailbone tucked all the way down until the very last moment. And go back to neutral in the pelvis with an inhale. And then exhale. Take this as a chance to just really check in. It's very grounding. Keep pressing the weight through the hands, through the shoulders, the back of the arms. Gaze straight up at the ceiling. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, lower back down. Imagine peeling the back down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. And release at the bottom. One more, inhale. And exhale. And with this one, there's always loads to think about. Press into the toes, into the heels. Concentrate the weight on the insides of your feet. Try to avoid rolling out here. Inhale at the top. See if you can find a little bit more lift in the glutes this one last time. And then exhale to lower back down. Pubic bone to nose the whole way down. And release at the bottom. And then back into neutral. Open the arms out wide to a T position, palms facing the ceiling. We're doing exactly the same warm-up series that we have in the previous two classes. Hands are in line with the shoulders. Shoulders are connected down into the mat here. Draw the abdominals down, lift the right leg to tabletop, knee over hip, foot in line with knee. Left leg comes up and joins it. Glue them together. If you have a mirror here or a camera, this is a great thing to check in on and see the position of your legs. Tabletop, it's one of those, you always end up a little bit further or closer than you think. Spine twist supine. We're going to inhale, rotate the legs over to the left. The right side of the pelvis lifts, but the right shoulder blade stays connected down to the mat. We're not arching through the back here. Keep trying to draw the ribs down. Exhale, draw everything back to the center by using your obliques on the right side of the waist. And inhale over to the right, left side of the hip, lift. And then exhale back. We're just rotating through the lower portion of the spine. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, draw everything back. Keep moving the legs together as one unit. Don't let the knees shift about if you can help it. Keep lifting that pelvis with each rotation. So as you rotate one way, the opposite side of the pelvis lifts. Inhale over to the left. And exhale, draw everything back. Inhale over to the right. And just keep checking that the knees haven't come closer or shifted further away. And we're also trying to avoid the feet shifting side to side here as well. They just move, locked in position. And exhale back. This will be the last one now. We're going to inhale to the right, And exhale, draw everything back. Strong abdominal work. The left foot's going to come down, the right foot's going to come down, the feet and knees are back separated to hip width. And then circle the arms around behind the head, interlace the fingers. And then we're going to position the hands right at the back of the skull. The thumbs are just at the base of the skull. Elbows are wide, they're lifted away from the mat here, so we're not resting them down. The upper back is working, just holding them there. And then tailbone relax, we're going to go into chest lift. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Keep the head supported in the hands. Keep the tailbone relaxed. We're lifting behind the shoulder blades. Upper spine flexion. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, lower back down. Really nice and controlled. And inhale at the bottom. Exhale, lift. So keep the elbows locked in position as we go through this movement. Don't let them wrap in. Don't let them open wider. Inhale at the top. And exhale to lower. Inhale, prepare. Exhale to lift. Keep deepening those abdominals. Looking just to the top of your thighs as you lift. Allow your gaze just to move with the position of the head. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower back down. Again, just feeling your spine joining back with the mat, one bone at a time. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And as we're up, trying to keep that space underneath the chin so we're not pulling the head down, we're not putting pressure on the neck. Inhale. And exhale, lower. We're going to go into rotation with the next one. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Ensure you have this lift behind the shoulder blades. Now I want you to keep this lift through the whole exercise. We're going to exhale to rotate over to the left. We're just rotating just past the left thigh, just outside the left thigh. The center of the breastbone should be pointing just past the thigh. As we're there, we're going to try to lift a little higher. The right shoulder blade lifts higher here. Inhale to the center. Exhale over to the right. Left shoulder blade lifts higher. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. And exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. One more each way. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Last one. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center and exhale, release. All the way down. Bring the arms down by the sides of the body. Straighten the legs out one at a time. Glue them together. And just really think, draw the abdominals down here. Toes are pointed. And then we're going to bring the arms overhead. They're straight. The palms are facing one another. They're hovering beside our ears. Fingertips reaching long behind. Straight into the roll up. So inhale, we're going to lift the head then at the chest. The arms are going to follow. We're now in this chest lift position. The palms are pointing inwards. Exhale, deepen the abdominals. Begin to round up, trying to keep this curve in the spine as we lift. Inhale at the top, hold. We're just looking down to the knees here. We're really active in this C curve. And then exhale, slowly lower. Pubic bone to nose, rolling down, bringing the lower back down first, then the mid back, holding in this chest lift position for a moment, and then arms up overhead. And again, inhale, arms overhead, neck, chest follow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and roll up. Inhale to hold, and exhale. Slowly lowering back down. One vertebra at a time, holding here and back over. I'm shifting all the way to the top of my mat here. Inhale, arms over, head, neck, chest follow. Exhale. Allow your gaze just to move with the position of your head. So as you're up here, looking down to the knees, shoulders are over the pelvis, center of the back, pulling back, draw the abdominals back here, and try to think, imagine someone's pulling you up from the top of your spine. So we're lifting a little bit taller. It should feel like work being here. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly lowering down, really tucking the tailbone at this point, keeping the arms parallel as you lower, and then back over. And again, inhale, arms over, head, neck, chest, follow. Exhale, tuck, allow the gaze to move down as we come to the top. Inhale, hold it here, and then exhale, slowly lower, using those abdominals to control it down, and up and over. Last one. Inhale, arms over, head, neck, chest, follow. As you hear, I want you to think about your gaze. So at this point, we've got this shape through the spine where the head is in line with the flexion of the spine. Keep all of this intact. At the moment, you should be kind of looking to the far distance. As you exhale and lift, your eye line is just going to move downwards in line with your face. So if we keep that shape, from lying down, you're looking up there, and as you come up to here, you should now be looking downwards. Inhale, hold, and then exhale. Keep it bone to nose, tuck the tailbone, really create that posterior tilt in the pelvis. Hold as you come into that chest lift, and arms up and over. And then from here, I'm just going to shove down the mat a little bit because I've crept up there, but keep the arms overhead. Turn the palms to face the ceiling, and then we're going to bring the right leg to tabletop, knee over hip, foot in line with knee. I keep saying it, but you know, left leg comes up and joins it. We deepen the abdominals here. You might need to bias to a posterior tilt, so we're creating that support through the lower spine. 100 prep. We're going to inhale, prepare, hover the arms so that the ribs aren't popping. Exhale, bring the arms up and over, head, neck, chest, follow. The palms are now pointing down to the mat. We're looking to the center of the thighs. Hands are in line with the shoulders. Keep that lift in the torso. Inhale, just bring the arms up to a high diagonal, and then bring everything back down. Arms overhead, head, neck, chest down. And again, exhale, lift. Inhale, lifting just the arms up, and then back down. We're going to do 2 more of these, and then we're going to go into the 100. Exhale, lift. Inhale, arms up and back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, arms up and back down, and then we're going to go into the 100. So we're going to come up the same way. We're going to exhale, lift. As we lift, I want you to straighten the legs at the same time. Diagonal, hold it here. Inhale, exhale, start pumping the arms up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale. So keep going as I chat. I want you to be really stable through the torso here. Just moving from the shoulder joint. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, looking down to your knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 2 more sets. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, last set. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, hold it. Knees back to tabletop. Inhale to lift just the arms, that high diagonal, head, neck, chest, down. Arms overhead. Bring the knees into the chest. Circle the arms around, hands on top of the knees. Have a breather here, just for a moment. More abdominal work coming up. And then when you're ready, hands are firmly holding the top of the knees here. Elbows are wide, gazing straight at the ceiling, legs are glued together. We're going to go into double leg stretch. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. So we're going to press the hands into the knees, knees into the hands. Lift up so that the shins are parallel to the mat. We're lifted through the torso. Got that space behind the shoulder blades, gazing just to the top of the thighs. The knees are slightly closer to us here, so they're not directly over the pelvis. We're going to inhale, let go. Legs and arms reach in opposite directions. Legs stay glued together. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. The arms circle out to the sides. Inhale, open, and fingertips reach behind. Exhale, close. 3 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Keep that lift in the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Hold it there. Keep the chest up if you can. Rest if you need to. Both hands around right knee. Outside hand on top of inside. Left leg straightens. The toes are on the same line. Single leg stretch. Inhale, let go. Exhale, switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And then we're going to go 4 and 4, 3 and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 1. Keep it there. Hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. We're going to go into crisscross. Exhale, rotate towards the right knee as it comes in. And switch left and right and left and right. Again, keeping the toes moving on the same line. It's the same sort of rotation as we do with chest lift with rotation. It's also really hard to talk and do. And left and right and left. 2 more each way. Right and left. Right and left. Both knees back to the center. Hands on top of the knees. Inhale. Exhale, release. Whew. And then just have a moment. Hands stay on top of the knees and rock yourself up to seated. If you're sticking with me, excellent work. So just come further to the top of the mat. We're going to go into a couple of rolling exercises. So bring the feet close to the glutes, hands around the ankles, elbows are wide, and then sit behind the sit bones. We're going to do rolling like a ball initially. So creating our C curve, tucking the tailbone, looking down to the knees. We're going to point the toes and then find balance. Really squeezing the legs together at the center here. We're going to inhale, tuck the tailbone, use the abdominals, roll to the base of the shoulder blades, exhale up to balance. And inhale back, exhale up. And as you exhale to come up, you're really using those lower abdominals. You're also pressing the hands and the legs against one another. Inhale back, exhale up. Keep the chin tucked as you roll back. Don't let the head come down to the mat. 2 more, inhale back, exhale up. And last one, inhale back, exhale up. Hold it and balance. We're going to go into the seal puppy. So we introduced the seal puppy last time. Now we're going to do it properly. So keep the feet together, open the knees wider. Thread your hands through the center of the thighs and bring the hands to the outsides of your feet. And then from here, stabilize. Bring the right leg up so that the shin is parallel to the mat. And then the left leg is going to come up and join it. You should feel like you're all knotted up. Holding the outsides of the feet here, the feet are together. And ideally you want to have the feet in line with your knees here. Trying to keep that shin parallel to the mat. So we're going to do the full thing today. In the last video we just rolled. Today we're going to introduce a pause at the shoulders where we hold and we clap the hips together 3 times, and then we roll back up and clap the hips together 3 times. We'll begin with the hip movement at the top. So keeping this shape, I want you to keep this C curve. You're going to begin by opening the hips and the feet. Close, open, close, open, close. Now we inhale, roll back. Try to hold it on the base of the shoulders, and then you open, close, open, close, open, close, and then roll up. Use your abdominals to get back up. Open, close, open, close, open, close. And roll back, hold. 1, 2, 3. And up. 1, 2, 3. Inhale back. 1, 2, 3. Exhale up. 1, 2, 3. This is one of those exercises that really makes you realize when you've been cheating. So it's really hard to get back up with just momentum with this one. You have to really use your abdominals when you've got your arms all knotted up like this. 1, 2, 3, 1 more each way. And don't worry if it is a mess today. It's a messy exercise. 3. And then hold it there, bring the feet down. Shake out the arms for a moment. We're going to do spine stretch, and there's one more rolling exercise after spine stretch that we're going to do in this session. So sit back to the middle of the mat. Flex the feet deeply. So we're really pushing the heels here. Think pressing the feet into a wall. Sitting vertical through the spine, shoulders over the pelvis. If you need to have a soft bend in the knees to make that happen, please do it. Arms out in front, palms facing one another, hands in line with the shoulders. Inhale here, nice and tall. And then exhale. We're going to roll forward and down, one vertebra at a time. Really thinking about articulating through the spine here. Inhale at the bottom, hold. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, collarbones wide. The head is just following the line of the spine, so we're not dropping it in between the arms. And then exhale. Peel back up. Lower back, mid back, upper back. Head comes up at the top. It's kind of like the roll down that we did at the beginning of class. Inhale, and then exhale. Enjoy the stretch here. Keep pulling the abdominals back. Inhale at the bottom. Check that you're not sinking between the arms. Keep it really active. Fingertips reach one way, center of the back reaches the other. And then exhale, peel it back up. One vertebra at a time. Lifting nice and tall at the top. One more. Inhale, and then exhale. Rolling down and forward. Hold it at the bottom. Inhale, and then exhale. Stack the spine back up. Lower back, mid back, upper back. Head comes up at the top. And then release it. Just shake out through the shoulders for a moment. Maybe just do a few circles one way, a few circles the other way. We're going to use the arms quite actively with the next exercise. So bring the right foot to the center of the mat just in front of you and the left foot also there. And then you just want to bring them a little bit closer. You're going to bring the right hand to the outside of the right ankle, left hand to the outside of the left ankle. We're going to go into open leg rocker. So we did a prep for it in the last session. I'm going to let you do 2 versions of the prep, and if you want to stay there you can, but then we're going to go into the full thing. So let's begin. We're going to bring the right leg up so that the shin is parallel to the mat. Hand is holding the outside of the ankle really firmly here. The right arm is straight, and then the left leg is going to lift also. We've got the knees and the feet open to hip width. We want to kind of think about this whole position from the pelvis downwards is going to stay, well, not the pelvis, sorry, the legs downwards is going to stay fixed. I want you to lift really nice and tall here, balance. So really pull the shoulders back into your back. Really use the upper back. Lift the crown of the head up, breastbone forward. Really lifted. And then you're going to inhale, tuck the tailbone, roll to the base of the shoulder blades, exhale up, use your abdominals up to balance, don't put your toes down like I just did then. Try to keep them lifted. Inhale back, and exhale up. And as you come to the top, you want to really find that lift through the spine. Let's do one more like this. Inhale back, exhale up and lift. And then so you can stay there, or you can play with straightening. So you're going to straighten the right leg, straighten the left leg. Make sure you've got a good grip around the ankles. Again, find this lift through the spine here. And then we're going to inhale, tuck the tailbone, roll same way, exhale up, and keep the arms straight. Inhale back, exhale up, using the abdominals as we come back up. Inhale back, exhale up. So even though you think this exercise is one thing, there's so much going on. The hands, the arms, the back, the pelvis, the abdominals, the legs are resisting against the hands. Let's do 3 more. Inhale back, exhale up, and inhale back, exhale up. Really finding that reach at the top. Last one. Inhale back, exhale up. Hold it at the top. Inhale, legs together, Bring them to a tabletop position, release the hands, bring them to the sides. We're going to go straight into teaser prep. So we've now got this kind of boat position. The arms are parallel to the sides of the legs. The legs are glued together at the center here now. We're going to inhale, tuck the tailbone, begin to roll to the lower back, a bit slower than I just did then, and exhale up to balance. Keep the legs dead still in space. Inhale, roll back with more control than my first one, and exhale up. Inhale back, and exhale up. 2 more. Inhale back, and exhale up. Last one. Inhale back. So much work going on in the abdominal here to stabilize it. Exhale up. And then bring the feet down, soles of the feet together, knees wide, fold forward. We're going to do a little bit more teaser work later, so have that movement in mind. So just have a moment here. And then straighten the legs out. Feet back in the corners, heels pressing actively, flex feet here. We're going to do saw, which is a new one in the sense that we haven't done it in any of my videos yet in this series anyway. So again, straight spine, head over the pelvis, shoulders over the pelvis. Arms are going to open out to a T position. The palms are facing forward. I want to think here you've got someone pulling you up from the crown of the head. Keep this sense of lift here. You can inhale. So first of all, actually, imagine you've got a pole that's moving across the body from the back of one arm to the other. So as we go into this next step of rotation, you're not going to let that shift. You're going to inhale to rotate to the right. The breastbone is going to be pointing towards the right toes. You're going to exhale, dive towards that right foot. The left hand reaches to the outside of the right foot. The right hand reaches backwards. The palm turns inwards. Inhale, come back up into that rotation. The right arm lifts. The arms are now in an L shape. Open the arms, still in rotation. Exhale back to the center. Go a bit faster with the next one. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, dive down. Inhale up. Open the arms, exhale back to the center. Inhale over to the right, exhale down. Inhale up, open, exhale back to the center. Inhale to the left, exhale down. Inhale up, open, exhale back to the center, one more each way. Inhale to the right, exhale down. Inhale up, open, exhale back to the center, last one. Inhale to the left, exhale down. Inhale up, open, exhale back to the center. And then bring the legs together. Point the toes, bring the arms out, back in front, parallel. Palms are facing one another. Find our C curve like at the top of the roll up. Take an inhale. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone. Roll back down to the mat. One vertebra at a time. Bring the arms to the sides of the body. Head down, shoulders down. We're going to go into the rollover. So if you've never done a rollover before, I recommend watching the first one of these. While you're doing the rollover, it's an inversion exercise basically. While you're doing it, don't look side to side. When you've got your legs in the air, puts a lot of pressure on the neck. I don't want you doing a neck injury. So if in doubt, pause, watch, redo everything. Go back, replay, just while you're doing it, just keep looking straight ahead. Now I'll stop chatting while I'll start doing. So we're lying long. We're going to bring the right leg to tabletop, knee over hip, foot in line with knee, left leg comes up and joins it. We squeeze them together here. Find that bias to posterior tilt, so really use the lower abdominals. We're going to exhale, straighten the legs away to about a 60-degree angle. Arms and hands are pressing down here, shoulders pressing down. Inhale, lift the legs up to 90, toes are pointing to the ceiling. The feet are directly over the hips. Exhale, press into the arms, lift the legs up and over. We want the legs parallel to the mat, sit bones to the ceiling, really using the back extensors. You're going to inhale, flex the feet, open them to hip width, touch the toes down, only if you can keep the sit bones to the ceiling. So we don't want to collapse through the back. And then exhale, roll down, one vertebra at a time. Think about all those spinal articulation exercises we've just done. Feet, as they come to the ceiling and the pelvis is down, the feet are going to point, and then we close them together as we reach back to 60. And again, inhale up to 90. Exhale, press up and over. Really use the shoulders and the back here. Inhale, flex the feet, open the feet to hip width, touch the toes down if you can. Exhale, lower. Really nice and controlled on the way down. Feet point to the ceiling and close away. 2 more. Inhale up, exhale up and over. Find that stable position on the shoulders. We flex the feet, open them to hip width, touch the toes down. Exhale, lower. All the way down, point to the ceiling and close. Last one. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale, flex the feet, open them to hip width, touch the toes down, and then exhale. Peeling down, one vertebra at a time. Point and toes to the ceiling, close away to 60. Bring the knees into the chest. Hands on top of the knees and just have a rock side to side. And then when you're ready, you're going to rock yourself up to seated again. One more thing from a seated position, and then we move on. I was just giving a break to the arms. So we're going to do a spine twist. We did this in the first of the sessions, but we're going to do the full version. So in the first session, we did it with the hands behind the head. Now we're going to have the arms out. So the feet are flexed, the legs are together, really pushing through the heels here. And as we go into this exercise, I want you to think about keeping the feet and the legs dead still so they don't shift about. Open the arms out wide to a T position. The hands are in line with the shoulders. We're lifting from the crown of the head here. So really think about this vertical spine. And again, like we saw, I want you to imagine you've got a pole that's running through the back of the arms. The arms can't shift forward or back, up or down. They're locked in this position. We're going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, we're going to rotate over to the right with a double pulse. Exhale, exhale, progressive, inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale and left. Inhale, and with each rotation, I want you to imagine growing taller, reaching the crown of the head closer to the ceiling each time. And with the progressive pulse, we're trying to just go a little deeper with that second little push. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Palms to the ceiling, not letting the arms shift forward or back. Inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, keeping the legs dead still. Inhale, last one, exhale, exhale, inhale, and then release the arms, shake it out through the shoulders. Cross the legs, come slightly backwards so that you can bring your hands in front of the knees, and you're going to shift forward into a 4-point kneeling quadruped position. Just going to adjust myself. Okay, so we've done front support in the past 2 classes. We're now going to do leg pull front, which is a progression of front support. So we've got hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. In this position, I want real stability. So really pressing into the hands, not sinking into the shoulder blades here, strong through the upper back. The neck is in line with the spine. The pelvis is really, really square and stable here. And then, when we feel good, we're going to step the right leg out, the right toes tuck. Hold this position for a moment. Make a mental note of where your pelvis is. So we want the hips to still be pointing downwards. We want everything square. And now I want you to step the left foot out without changing the height of the pelvis. Hold it there. Everything really stable. Keep pressing into the hands. We're going to point the right toe on the mat. We're going to exhale to lift it up only as high as we can keep the pelvis stable. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. Inhale, tap. Keep looking down to the mat. And down. 2 more. Exhale up. Inhale down. Drawing the abdominals up. And inhale down. Right toes tuck. Stabilize in the center. Make sure the pelvis hasn't lifted or dropped. Left toe point. Exhale, left leg lifts. Inhale down and lift and down. And 3 and 4 and 5. Left toe tucks. Hips to the ceiling. Press back into an up stretch. Pedal it out here. So just stretching out through the back of the legs. Working through the feet. Have a breather. And then soft bend the knees, either walk or jump to the front of the mat. Bring the hands behind you, come to sit down. And then we're going to do back support. No, we'll do leg pull back, sorry. So same thing, we've done back support in the previous 2 sessions. We're going to do leg pull back today, which is the progression of that. So hands are behind the shoulders. It's the same setup to get into it. Legs are straight, toes are pointed. Legs and feet are hip width. Heels are pressing down into the mat here. My mind went blank then. Fingertips reaching towards the toes. We're now going to press into the hands to straighten the arms, lifting the breastbone upwards. Let the head follow the line of the spine. So we're looking up now. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, we're going to press to lift into a straight line. Head to toe, allow the head to reach back, so we want the neck in line with the spine. And then from here, we're gonna inhale, the right leg is gonna lift, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, 3, and 4, and 5, stabilize in the center, inhale, left, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, keep squeezing the glutes, and 2 more, and 1 more. Inhale, keep the arms straight. Exhale, lower. Release the hands, release the arms. So find that soft bend in the elbows. Then release the hands. Circle it out through the wrists. And then just transition down to our backs from here. So the knees can be bent, arms out in front. We're going to inhale. Exhale, we're going to find our C curve. And then we're going to roll back 1 vertebra at a time, keeping the arms parallel to the mat. Coming all the way down. Arms at the sides of the body. Shoulders down. Feet planted. And then we want the knees and the feet to be back to hip width. Same position as the pelvic curl, because we are now going to go into a progression of the pelvic curl. Shoulder bridge. So we've done shoulder bridge prep in the previous video. This is the full version. So take an inhale here, pressing the arms and shoulders down into the mat, pressing the heels, making sure you feel really square in your position. Exhale, you're going to draw the abdominals down, tuck the tailbone, press into the feet, lift up into a pelvic curl position. Really stable through the shoulders here. And then from here, pull the ribs down, see if you can find any more lift in the glutes, in the hips. Left leg is going to take the weight, press into that left foot. The right leg is going to come to tabletop and then straighten up to the ceiling, toe to the ceiling. We're going to exhale to lower, straight leg, inhale, flex the foot to come back up. Exhale, point down, inhale, flex up. Exhale down and inhale up. We're just hinging from the hip. And inhale up, last one on this side, exhale down, inhale up, point the toe to the ceiling, bend the leg back to tabletop, bring that right foot down. Stabilize in the center, check. Both hips are still pointing up to the ceiling. Right leg takes the weight, left leg comes to tabletop. We straighten up. And we exhale down with a pointed foot, inhale up, flex. Exhale down, inhale up. And 3, and up. And 4, and up. And 5, and up. Point to the ceiling, back to tabletop, left foot down. Hold in the center, inhale. And then exhale, slowly come back down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time, and release at the bottom. And then from there, we're just gonna turn onto our side. So we're gonna begin with side lifts, just like we've done in the previous 2 videos. Bottom arm is extended long, top hand planted down into the mat, straight line. Here, top hip stacked on top of the bottom one. And then from here, We're going to inhale, prepare, hover the legs about an inch off the mat, knees are pointing forward, the legs are glued together. Exhale, lift the legs up, use the top of the waist. Inhale down to hover, exhale to lift. And inhale down, exhale to lift. And inhale down, 3 more, exhale, lift. Inhale down, and 2. Inhale down, and 1. Inhale down, all the way down. Only a few of those today because we're going to introduce some more stuff and I just want to make sure we've got time for everything. So, side kick, as we did in the previous video. So you've got straight line again through the legs. You can be on the forearm, or if you want to do the full exercise, you come to balance on your bottom elbow. The bottom fingertips are just going to be lightly behind the head, top fingertips just behind the top ear. And I want a straight line from head through to the centre of the pelvis here. So you're really pressing into that bottom elbow. If you're on the forearm, I want the elbow directly underneath your shoulder. And again, just keep pressing to lift here. Top leg lifts to hip height, we flex the foot, and then exhale to kick forward, keep the torso stable, kick, kick, inhale, point back. Flexing forward, inhale back, flexing forward, inhale back. So we flex with an exhale to the front, inhale with a pointed foot to the back, flexing forward, inhale back, flexing forward, inhale back, flexing forward, inhale back, 2 more, flexing forward, inhale back, last one, flexing forward, inhale back, bring that top leg back in line with the bottom one, bring the legs together and just come to sit upright. Probably could have transitioned into that a bit more gracefully, but you know, before we go on to side 2, I thought we would have a go at teaser 1. So teaser 1, we'll do a version with the bent legs, so you can stay with bent legs, and then if you want to have a go at straight, you can do it with no pressure. So legs are glued together, hands are behind the knees. You're going to lift the right leg to a tabletop position where the shin's parallel to the mat. Left leg's going to come up and join it. Legs are going to glue together here. And then release the hands, bring them to the sides of the shins, just like we did with teaser prep. We'll do the bent leg version first, 2 reps, and then you've got the option to straighten. However, before we do it, I just want us to find the teaser hold position. So we're going to inhale to straighten the legs and the arms if that's available to you. Hold it here for an inhale and an exhale, and then bring everything back. So as you're up at the top, the fingertips are reaching to the ceiling. Nice and stable, we're just going to begin with the legs bent. So this is like an exaggerated roll up. Lifted through the spine here. We're going to exhale, tuck the tailbone, keep the arms parallel to the mat. Roll down, keep the arms parallel, and then the arms come up and over, head, neck, chest, follow, arms overhead. It's just like the roll up. Inhale, arms over, head, neck, chest, lift, and then we come back up. And at the top, the arms reach up to the ceiling. One more with the bent legs. Exhale, tuck, rolling down, arms overhead, and inhale, lift, and roll, and then the arms reach up. And then 2 more, where you've got the option to straighten. So if you're going to straighten, do it now. Find that V shape, and then exhale, lower. Arms overhead, keep the legs where they are. Inhale, lift, roll up, stabilize through the pelvis. And then 1 more, exhale, down, arms overhead. Inhale, lift, and reach. Hold at the top. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs back to tabletop. Arms back in line with the shins. Bring one foot down, bring the other foot down. Soles of the feet together. Fall forward. Told you we'd introduce some new things. That was teaser 1. So there's also teaser 2 and teaser 3, but they're not for today. So come to the other side, side work on side 2. Straight line, side lifts. So head to toe is straight, bottom arm extended long, palm facing the ceiling. And then just again, check that the top hip stacked over the bottom one, top hip, the top hand is down on the mat. Take a breath. You're going to inhale to hover the legs, keep them glued together. Exhale, lift them higher. Use the obliques at the top of the waist to lift them up. Inhale down. We're just doing 6 on this side again. Exhale up. Inhale down. Keep the legs squeezing together. Exhale up. Inhale down. 3 more. Exhale up. The legs are just going up and down. And 2. And down. And last one up. And all the way down. Keep the legs straight. Keep them squeezing together. Side kick on side 2. So again, if you're on the forearm, you want the shoulder directly over the elbow. You want to be pressing up here. That's kind of what you want this to look like, really, really working through the shoulder. If you're on the elbow is slightly further away. Top fingertips reaching behind the bottom ones, and just find that straight line. So again, still really lifting here. Top legs lift to hip height. We flex a foot. Exhale to kick forward. Inhale, point back. Flexing forward. Inhale back. And if you find that you're rocking about loads as you go through this movement, just reduce the size of the kick to the point where you feel more stable through the torso. We want to try and avoid the elbows wrapping in. We want to avoid sinking into the ribs. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. 2 more each way. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Last one. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Bring that top leg back in line with the bottom one. Join the legs together. And then turn back to an all fours position. So this is a bit of a curveball. Cool. Stay with me. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to do the Pilates push-up, the BASI push-up. But I'm going to offer you the opportunity or choice to stay in an all fours position, so you can do it from here if that feels more like what you want to be doing today. Otherwise, you can step back. But if you are here, before we do anything, I just, again, want you to really press actively into the hands so you're really stable through the back. You will do the push-up from this position. Then there will be a point where I cue lifting the hips to the ceiling, at which point just stretch back into an up stretch. For anyone that's doing the full version, stay nice and stable in the pelvis. We're going to step the right foot back, just like we did with leg pull front, and then left foot back. Keep the height in the pelvis. And now we're going to go into the push-up. We're going to do 3. Keep the elbows narrow, and you're only going to lower as far as you can keep the shoulders and scapula stable. So it can be a really small bend. I want you to avoid sinking in the pelvis, and I want you to avoid dropping the head. Inhale, bend at the elbow. Exhale, push up. See how mine's quite small? Inhale, bend. Exhale, up. 1 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, up. And now we're going to push into an up stretch, hips to the ceiling. Heels down if you've got that range. And then here, this is part of the movement. You're going to take the right hand, place it to the centre of the mat, transfer the weight to the right hand. Left hand comes to the left foot. Right hand comes to the right foot. Turn the palms, face one another here, drop the head down. Inhale, and then exhale. We're going to peel up 1 vertebra at a time. Head comes up last, just like with the roll down at beginning of class. Inhale, and then exhale. Rolling down. We've got straight legs with this one, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. Now at the bottom here, the left hand comes to the centre of the mat, reach forward. Right hand to the front of the right, left hand to the left front. Find your plank position again. Check the height of the pelvis. And then we're just going to do 3 more and then it's done. So here, and again, you can come back to all fours if you need to. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. Keep drawing the abdominals down. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. Hips up to the ceiling. And this time we're not going to walk it back. We're just going to pedal it out because we've got some more work to do. So have a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to just come back to the front Nice little challenge here. Nice into that plank position. We're going to just lower ourselves down to our fronts with as much control as possible. I just completely lost myself. Okay. Back extension work to finish. We're going to do single leg kick, double leg kick. We're not going to do the basic back extension today because we've covered it in both of the previous classes. I love it. It's one of my favourites. I just want to make sure we've got time for something new. So, elbows are going to come directly underneath the shoulders, fingers interlaced at the centre, creating a tripod of support here. Legs are close together, toes are pointed. And then from here, really press into the elbows to lift the breastbone forward, draw the abdominals away from the mat, we're gazing straight ahead. Should feel like work just being here. And then we're going to switch on the back of the legs, hover the legs, toes reach long behind us. We're going to exhale, kick the right foot in twice. 1, 2, and left. 1, 2, and inhale, and exhale, and exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. There's a double pulse with each kick. And we're trying to keep the torso as stable as possible. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 2 more sets. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last set. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Straighten both legs out to that hover, lower them down. Bring the chest down. Interlace the fingers at the centre of the back. Elbows wide. Allow the elbows to come down to the mat and bring your left cheek down to the mat. Double leg kick. So here, legs glued together at the centre, hover them away from the mat. Exhale, kick the feet towards the glutes 3 times. 1, 2, 3. As the legs straighten, we inhale, lift the chest, straighten the arms behind us, gaze straight ahead. The legs are hovering. And then exhale, the other cheek comes down as we kick in. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left cheek. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right cheek. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left cheek. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, right cheek. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Bring the hands in front of the shoulders and just press yourself back into a rest position for a moment. Have a breather. Head between the arms, fingertips reaching long, stretch into the back. And just hold it here for a couple of rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, bring yourself back onto your front. So we're going to do the full swan dive prep today. In the previous video, we did the prep for the prep, essentially just the upper back extension part of it. It's actually a full back body exercise, so we'll go into it. We get in the same way. So we've got the hands in front of the shoulders, legs are squeezed together, toes are pointed. Press the pubic bone down into the mat here, looking down to the mat, and you want your forearms and elbows to be really actively pressing down. The elbows should be close to the body. You're going to exhale in this position, and then inhale, press into the forearms. We're just lifting the upper back. The head lifts in line with the spine. You're gazing down at the mat. And then as you lift, you should be gazing just in front of the mat. When you're at your range here, straighten the arms, only to the point where you can keep the shoulders away from the ears. And now, this full exercise, we think about the shape the spine is in. I'm going to exhale, keep this shape in the spine through to the toes. Everything's working. I'm going to exhale, lower the chest. The legs lift away from the mat. The elbows come down. Inhale to lift the chest, legs come down. Exhale, lower the chest, legs up. Inhale, lift the chest, legs down. One more each way. Exhale, lower the chest, legs up. Inhale, lift the chest, legs down. And then exhale to lower back down with control all the way down to the mat. And then again, press back into a rest position. So sitting over your heels, fingertips reaching long in front of you. And take a couple of breaths here. Really allow yourself to sink down. As you inhale, just expand the ribs at the back. Really get a good stretch through the back. And then exhale, feel everything knit back together. And again, inhale. And exhale, release. And then when you're ready, just walk the hands towards the body. Heel yourself up to seated. And we're done. We've done an hour. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you enjoyed it. Same as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave me a comment below or get in touch with me. Hope to see you in a class soon. Thank you.